just got to get ready again today. All we can focus on right now is this game, and this is an important one for us to finish off this road trip right and get a win here before going back home.
What's the mood with the guys?
We're all right. We'd like to be winning more hockey games than we are, but we haven't lost confidence or belief in ourselves, and we know that we have better, and we know that we have better in us, and it's about time we start showing it.
5-on-5 goals are quite a bit down from last season. Do you have an idea why?
No, I don't know. There's probably lots of things that play into it. I can't pinpoint what in particular it is, but just as a group we have a little bit more to give, and we haven't found our rhythm. Pucks haven't been going in for us, but there's lots of things that play into it.
Sort of same topic, shorthanded goals and killing penalties. That was a big hallmark of the team last year. That's
Yeah.
been a bit of a struggle, and converting shorthanded goals as well on this road trip, I guess.
Yeah, shorthanded goals are a bit of a bonus. We've had opportunities. I think that's all you can really hope for when you are shorthanded, and eventually those opportunities are going to go in. But the primary focus is killing the penalties, and I think that we can create offense shorthanded, but that's not the goal. And we've got to focus on our clears, focus on maybe some quicker shifts, get rolling things over so we aren't getting stuck out there tired, and then just being dialed in with our details. We've given up a lot recently, and we've got to put that to a halt.
How does the body feel at the end of a long trip like this? You've been on the road for a while.
It feels good. It's a long season, 82-game season, first 10 games in. We feel fine right now, and it's nice getting out here, getting some sunshine. Body feels good whenever you're out in California, but it'll feel a lot better if we get the win tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Obviously, how do you guys regroup for tonight?
Yeah, that's the best thing for us is to be able to play today, to be honest, and get right back at it. And we just got to get back to really simplifying and worrying about competing and work ethic and all those little things, battles that get you through, and not worry so much about the X's and O's right now. We gotta get to feeling good about ourselves, and you can do that through hard work and getting rewarded for it.
What's the mood within the room there?
Well, obviously, after a loss, you're not happy. Guys are frustrated, but you wake up today and it's a new day, and come to the rink with a great opportunity to end this road trip on a positive note and then get back home.
Last season, this was such a dangerous team, 5-on-5. How do you explain the lack of goals?
Yeah, it just hasn't felt like we've been in sync that much this year. But again, sometimes you just got to oversimplify and start shooting pucks from all angles, get to the net, and hopefully we get a few ugly ones that way, and then it gets us going 5-on-5.
Is that a message that's being said from player to player, or is Sheldon delivering that message about keeping things simple?
Yeah, no, the coaching staff is putting in good game plans for us, but we just have to. Obviously, the execution hasn't been there where we want, but I think sometimes as players we can start overthinking things individually and collectively. So we just got to really simplify and worry about outworking and outcompeting the other team.
What sort of adjustments are you looking for in the penalty kill?
Yeah, I think we'll go over those obviously before the game. Every team has their tendencies. The one thing for me that sticks out is when we have opportunities to clear pucks and get pucks all the way down the ice, I think we have to do that and go from there.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Guys, to regroup for tonight.
Well, we just got to accept what's happening here, both in terms of how we've been performing and the results we've gotten, and the road trip and all those kind of things that come with being on the road for 10 days. The back-to-back, we just got to embrace all of that, get out, free our minds, and play.
This team, offense is such a huge part of its identity. When the goals aren't there, do you think you have enough players that can grind out a 2-1 or a 1-0 game?
Well, I think if you look over time, last season is what's most fresh in my mind. We've shown we can play in those types of games as well. I don't think that's it. I think what happens is you get early in a season, you got a lot of offensive players that want to contribute and know that they can contribute, want to put up numbers, and know what their role is on their team. When that's not happening early in the season, all of a sudden you start to second guess yourself, and then other areas of your game start to slip. We've just got to stop overthinking this thing, and get out, move our feet, move the puck quickly, get to the net, and then protect ours. Really simple as that. So, I think it's a little bit easier on a back-to-back at the end of a long road trip to just convince them to just clear their mind and get out and play. That's going to be the message to the group, and expect us to follow up with a good game.
You guys had a similar struggle to the season last year. Do you see, beyond the numbers, do you see any similarities between the end of that struggle and the beginning of the good times that came?
There was probably some better performances inside of some of those games last year. However, it did. The bottom sort of fell out when we hit the road a little last year. We went up to Pittsburgh and Carolina. We didn't have a great game in Chicago at the time, and it's interesting how fresh these games are in my mind because there was something to it there where you're just kind of waiting for it to come together, and it comes together, and all of a sudden, for the remainder of the season, we were as good as any team in the league. So there's that confidence that once we find our rhythm, we believe in our group, but you got to get there. So it doesn't make it any easier in that sense, and we haven't looked as much like ourselves as much as we did during that period of time, and that's where we need to start getting to today.
You led the league in shorthanded goals last year, and you guys were top 10 penalty killing and generated and made a lot off your chances. That sort of hasn't been there this year, especially the last couple of games. You've had shorthanded chances. You didn't cash. That could have turned things around.
Yeah, we've had some breakaways and some posts and some 2-on-1s and things that we haven't converted. Yeah, those are big momentum pieces in the game, but it is early in that sense too. I think some of those will start to fall. We've got to, again, let's not overthink this. The job of the penalty kill is to kill the penalty. We got a little too excited yesterday. It cost us a goal and huge momentum swing in the game when we overthinking it in the neutral zone there. So, again, let's just clear our heads and get out and play and do the things we know we can do.
I know it's not exactly the time of year where you want to be looking at the standings, but when you do look at them, it's fairly evident that this division is much stronger. The weak links from last season are much better this year. How much of a concern is there that you'll be jostling for position all season?
I mean, we knew coming into the season it's going to be competitive, but I mean, our division's been very competitive for years just because there's more teams. I don't think that necessarily changes a lot of the mindset. The league is very tough to win. You just got to, focus on your process and improving. For us, results haven't been there and the process hasn't been good enough. We need to focus on improving our process. Results are going to come. I believe that's inevitable if we take care of what we can.
Are you worried that there's a mental aspect at play, like the fact that players say nothing really matters till the playoffs because you need to prove yourself in the playoffs, that it might be taking the regular season too lightly?
I mean, I certainly don't think that's the case, and I would hope that's not the case. We certainly don't speak that way. In fact, it's the opposite. We've been talking about the importance of every point in every game all through the off season. Obviously, we know we went through last season with some of the points we left on the table, so that hasn't been the messaging. Human nature is what it is. It's an 82-game grind and all of those sort of things. But again, let's not overthink anything here. Let's focus on tonight's game in Anaheim and do what we need to do.
Lineup changes for tonight?
There will be changes, yes, but I will not discuss them.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.